In 1979, people of Canada defeated Pierre Trudeau. In 1980, he was back with the majority government. Could that happen again? Before we get the answer to that, please subscribe and donate. Keep us on the air because we don't get money from Justin Trudeau. But Marc Kealey is here, and we are talking about real politics. You have said there's a possibility that Justin could be re-elected. It could be a year and a half before the election. What does he have to do to get re-elected, aside from to have a great campaign?
Well,
yeah, between now and then.
So I've heard people say, how does he get back the emotion and the feel from people? Because he's got on a trajectory that's all full of they're dismissive of him. My point is this: if Justin Trudeau he plans over the next 15 months to do something significant, here's what I would recommend. If he would ask me, what would you need to do? I would say, number one, you stop talking. Stop talking in public and put some people out there who can make some really decent headway with some of the good things.
Does he have those people in cabinet?
Yes, he does. He does. He's got good people in his Minister of Industry, Science and Economic Development. Very good minister. He's got a great minister with Nita Anand. He's got Champagne. Bill Blair is a very effective guy, smart.
What about the Minister of Finance? The budget bomb.
I think what, and I've said this to you on this show before. If he really wants to have finance taken seriously, he's got to put somebody in there who's serious. And you can't call people in this country who disagree with the budget financial illiterates. But what you can do is you could put somebody in there, and I've said this on this show. Why don't you put Mark Carney in as your Minister of Finance? Why don't you get some other folks from across the country who would be willing to serve in an unelected position in your
So is your advice that he needs to rebuild cabinet?
He needs to rebuild his cabinet. He needs to have them out front doing things, and I think he needs to maybe look at who's advising him. Well,
we also just saw that where his top advisors were called up before the commission looking at the Chinese connection, and most people are saying they either were really stupid or they're lying.
Well, I'm going to say this because I've been in this position before. Yep. When you give a briefing, you better have your facts backed up by paper. You can't just have a conversation with your prime minister and expect that he or she's going to go out there and perform. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So we are in a situation where if we have that long, if the NDP continues to prop up the government, if they don't, we can have an election tomorrow.
Well, I don't think the NDP are serious right now. I don't think their leader is very serious, and he doesn't act very seriously. But I think they've got some great people in that caucus, and if I was Jagmeet Singh, I'd be looking at some of those people. Davey's a great guy, but I also...
You'd have them in the cabinet?
No, I wouldn't have it as a coalition. I'm just saying that they're propping them up, so you got to have good people around on the other side that can prop you up. My point is simply this: he's got to make substantive change in his cabinet, and he's got to put substantial attention to the committee work, the work of his party, and the work of his advisors.
And sell LNG to the world?
Sell LNG to the world. These are
3 minutes. Marc Kealey, thank you very much. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.